Hi friends, this is Grace and welcome to layout number 2 in my latest homemade scrapbook kit. I had put together my own homemade kit, which is based off of the supplies that I have already in my stash. And so this is layout number 2. This is based off of a scrapbook generation sketch, and it is from their, I believe their 6x6 paper pad class or bundle. And so, yeah, I can't show you the actual sketch, but if you have that, then you know this particular sketch. Anyways, this has 3x3 papers on the top and the bottom, and they're cut into notches, pointing to the center, and then all of your photos, your title, the journaling, they all, oh, actually not the title, but the journaling and the photos, they all span the length of the, or sorry, the width of the 12 by 24. So again, another 12 by 24 page from me, and I'm using my white cardstock. Now, I said last time that the plainness of the cardstock was throwing me off, and I think it has a lot to do with because it's a colored cardstock and not white, because this one I actually liked. I like the white, but I also think because this particular sketch has more pattern on it, and so that just makes me happy. It's just visually more appealing to me. So I've cut out all the 3x3s, and I'm cutting one side into a notch, and then I'm just kind of spreading them out. The beauty about these papers are that they're double-sided, so if I don't particularly, not that if I don't particularly like, but if there's one pattern that I like more than the other, then I can use that, highlight that, and I could get more out of that particular paper. I also like that there's various kind of nature look, like the flowers, the leaves, because this is a layout about a hike that my kids and I did in 2020. Again, a lot of my layouts for this year is going to be documenting my 2020 memories, because that's how I scrapbook. I don't necessarily scrapbook chronologically, but I try to at least work within the same year, just because it's easier for me to put things away and also to remember things that we've done. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, another thing that I had wanted to do here was to cut that house paper, because that was my, what's the word I'm looking for? That was the base or the foundation or the inspiration for the kit itself, because it had a lot of houses and had different various colors. So I wanted to use that one here, but I'm trying to see if I can incorporate it, because as it is, there's a lot of color already in the top and the bottom. And mind you, we're still going to be adding our photos. So we don't want anything else to be clashing with the photos, because that's the priority. But again, I wanted to make sure that I am adding enough color to please my eyes too. So I'm going to see if I'm going to add the house. I think I won't end up doing the house, but I'm going to have this floral, the subtle pink floral instead. Again, these photos are of a hike that we did in 2020. So this was spring break. So that was about March of 2020. And this was, when we were having our stay-at-home orders, and then after, I think, stay-at-home order started like in end of February, right? Or in March. I think it was it February or March? I can't remember, but it was around that time, right? And so I believe after like what, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they said you can go outside, but you have to be 6 foot distance, and don't go into like stores and things like that, but like be in nature. And I feel like that's one of the good things that have happened to with that, is that it reminded us to appreciate the outdoors a little bit more. A lot of us were going out, and so I took the kids to a trail that we haven't gone in at least I want to say at least like 5 to 6 years. So it's been a while since we've been here. And this was 2020 and we haven't been back since. I know. Well, we're lucky here in our town that the mountains is just in our backyard. And so there's so many hiking trails that we can go to and enjoy. And there's just, yeah, we're just so lucky that there's a lot of them here. So sometimes we don't get around to doing as many hikes as or doing all of the hikes that we want to do. So a lot of my photos are 3x4, but then I have this one photo of me and my kids, kind of a selfie, and it was originally 4x6, but because the sketch called that they're all one size in length and they span the whole panel, so I decided that I would just cut that into a 4-inch 4x4. So I'm just kind of moving things around. I had way more photos than I had needed, but that's okay because I always keep those extras just in case I can use them for like maybe a front page for that particular year's album. And then I'm gonna trying to pull out a block of paper so that I can use that to house my journaling. And I was trying to think that maybe I can use a light colored pattern paper, or I guess I should say a lightly designed pattern paper, but I couldn't find one that would work well because I want to also write things on there. So I just decided to use this blue paper that it's just a solid one. It does have a brown on the other side of it, but I'm deciding to use the blue because that blue fairly matches that blue on the floral paper or that's on the bottom. And then the sketch also called for some flowers and some greenery. And these things are actually not part of my kit, but they are part of I rummaged through my stash. So it's not like I had to go and buy them. I'm starting to realize that I'm not really good at sticking with my kits. It's been a long time since I have worked with just one particular kit, and so it's a challenge, and it's interesting how much I have forgotten. I've been so used to being able to just pull from my stash whenever I see fit and not like sticking with the items that I have in a kit. But it's all good, right? Because I am still working with my stash. I'm not going out and buying new stuff. So it's all good. That's what I keep on telling myself. Anyways, I am trying to figure out where I'm going to put my title. And at first I thought, well, maybe I can just put it on the white background because anything will stand out against the white. But then it just feels like it's going to be floating if it's not being housed on something. So I have this rectangle piece where I'm putting some letters is actually the leftover of when I cut that piece for journaling. So it's the same width, but then I just turned it over. So now that width is now the height, or the height of the banner. And I'm just going to cut that into a banner. And my title is just going to say Explore. I have these die cut letters. I cut them on black cardstock and I just used my silhouette machine to cut them. And I think I cut them like, I don't know, 3-4 times. And so I've used it before, and I'm realizing as I'm going through it that there's some letters that I don't have anymore, like P. I didn't have any more P's, but I had a few R's, and so I just cut out one of the R's to make it with a P, and I was able to spell the word explore. So that's going to be my one word title, which fits really well with what we were doing. We were exploring this area that it's been a while since we've been to, and we were exploring our town or our area, our city, and just being outdoors. It was really good, especially with being indoors for I would say going on 3 weeks at this point. So anyways, that is my layout, and here are the close-up shots. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.